Welcome to Hays Post News. I'm Becky Kaiser. Hays City Commissioners will review the city ordinance involving how long portable shipping containers can remain on commercial property. The owner of Best Radiator, Scott Simpson, addressed the commission during its Tuesday work session. He says the ordinance seems to be enforced sporadically. Simpson specifically mentioned containers at Walmart. The ordinance states shipping containers can remain on a property for only 10 days. Commissioner Ebert Phelps believes the containers are an affordable storage option for businesses, and he wants to come up with a compromise. The ordinance will be reviewed in April. Natural gas prices have spiked in recent days due to several weeks of record low temperatures hitting large parts of the country. Midwest Energy customers will likely also see a hike in their bills for February and March. Customer Service Vice President Pat Park says gas storage supplies are at a 5-year low. Midwest Energy's two main pipeline suppliers have issued critical notices forcing the Hays-based utility to buy more expensive gas. The average Midwest Energy bill is projected to be $11 higher in February than it was in January. Hays USD 489 used its first 2 snow days of the winter season Tuesday and Wednesday. According to school district spokeswoman Elizabeth Yeager, the district wrote 2 snow days into its calendar for the 2013-14 school year. The state matches the number of days the district anticipates using as snow days, so that means USD 489 has 2 more days left before the district would be required to extend the school year. U.S. Senate hopeful Milton Wolf will be in Hays Tuesday evening. Wolf is a Leawood radiologist offering a primary challenge against longtime Kansas Senator Pat Roberts. Wolf, who announced his candidacy in October, is a distant cousin of President Barack Obama. Wolf is hosted in Hays by the Big First Tea Party at its monthly meeting February 11th at 6:30 p.m. in Thursey's Restaurant.
Steeder Contractors in Great Bend offers a showroom of products to help you enjoy your home. Spas, fireplaces, water purifying systems, pools and spa chemicals, and of course, Lennox heating and air conditioning systems. Along with these products, Steeders offers professional residential and commercial plumbing and electrical services. Call Steeder Contractors in Great Bend and experience the Steeder difference. Service you can depend on and prices you can trust.
Steeder is the leader. We're always here for you. Don't you sleep better knowing we never do. The service you deserve, the quality you expect. Service Master Clean, Service Master of Hays. Everything we clean, satisfaction guarantee. And we clean everything with Service Master of Hays. Service Master, Service Master of Hays.
Hi, Jim Cleland, Cleland Pharmacy, Waukeeny. At the beginning of the year, it's a good time to look back the road you traveled, where you're going, where you've been, and what are you doing. We asked the computer for the 100 most popular drugs we dispensed in the year 2011 and 2013, and what did we find? We have reduced acquisition costs by 28.68%. We can lower the cost of prescriptions for you. Come in and see us. Let's talk about prescription therapy.
This is a news update from the Salina Post. State health officials say 16 Kansans have died from the influenza during the current flu season. Flu season is generally considered to run between November and March. A spokeswoman for the Kansas Department of Health and Environment says at this time last year, 42 people had died from the flu. The state's reporting period is from September to May. The H1N1 flu strain this season is the same strain that caused more than 18,000 people to be killed in the U.S. back in 2009. But state epidemiologist Charles Hunt says this year's strain will not be as severe because people have developed more immunity to that strain. Kansas's top wildlife officials warning legislators that complaints from state officials will not stop the federal government from taking action to protect the lesser prairie chicken. Robin Jennison, Secretary of the State Department of Wildlife, Parks, and Tourism, told a legislative committee that the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service will either impose a conservation plan across the range of the bird or list it as a threatened species. Jennison says the conservation plan would be best for Kansas. He says listing the bird on the threatened species list would dramatically impact the state's economy. A California auto warranty company has been fined $10,000 for violating the Kansas No Call Act, according to Kansas Attorney General Derek Schmidt. Auto Protection Alliance LLC, doing business as Auto Processing Center and Lead Services LLC, agreed to a consent judgment ordering the company to pay the state $10,000 in penalties and fees for violations of the No Call Act. The Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division began investigating the company in January of last year after receiving 7 complaints from consumers in Kansas. Now, last month, Schmidt asked the Kansas legislature to update the Kansas No Call Act to allow the Attorney General's office to enforce the act against telemarketers who can call consumers' cell phones. A judge has agreed to limit what material the court can consider in a lawsuit filed by Kansas and Arizona seeking to force federal election officials to modify voter registration forms to require proof of citizenship from residents in those states. U.S. District Judge Eric Milgren on Wednesday sided with the U.S. Election Assistance Commission in limiting his review to hold the existing administrative record rather than hold an evidentiary hearing in the case. The decision means that the court will hear only arguments from attorneys instead of considering any new evidence. The Election Commission won its argument that any judicial review of its January decision to reject the state's request for documentation requirement should be limited to whether the decision was arbitrary or unlawful based on the administrative record. Visitors to the Kansas State House can once again make the long climb to see the sights from the dome now that renovations to the building are complete. Guides from the Kansas Historical Society's lead free tours of the dome are done each day, weekday that is, 9:30 to 3:15. Tours include a glimpse of the inner and outer domes of the State House, as well as a 296-step climb to the top without an elevator. The tour gives a 360-degree view of Topeka and the surrounding countryside. The dome was closed to visitors during part of the 13-year, $330 million State House renovation. The building was dedicated on January 29th, the 153rd anniversary of Kansas statehood. This has been a news update from the Salina Post.
Thanks, Randy. And remember, there's always more news and other information 24/7 on our website. Just click on hayespost.com. Well, how long will these bitterly cold temperatures remain? Kathy Kerr has our weather forecast after this break. Stay tuned.
Stop! Where are we going?
The Sternberg!
Don't get left behind. We're waiting for you here at the Sternberg Museum, where there's always new opportunities for
Discovery under the dome.
It's your wedding day, and all eyes are on the two of you. Show your unique style with tuxedos from Couture for Men and Women in downtown Hayes. There are hundreds of jackets and vests available to find your style. Make your tuxedo reservations before March 31st and save 10% on tuxedo rentals. And with a reservation of 5 or more, receive your groom's tuxedo rental absolutely free. Show your style and save on tuxedos from Couture for Men and Women, 12th and Main, Chestnut Street District, downtown Hayes.
The Olympics are coming February 6th, and over 1,000 hours, all 98 sports events will be streamed live. Watch wherever and whenever you want with NBC Sports Live Extra. Download the NBC Sports Live Extra app or go to NBCOlympics.com and verify your TV subscription. Then enter for your chance to win a trip for 2 to Rio. Get ready to watch the Olympics today.
Catch all the Olympic action on your phone, tablet, or computer. Go to eaglecom.net to register your account.
Welcome back to Hayes Post News. I'm Becky Kaiser. Area students were back in class Thursday after 2 consecutive snow days. The snow is over, 6 inches falling in Hayes, yielding 0.27 of an inch of precipitation. The cold temperatures, though, still holding on. Wednesday's 24-hour low in Hayes was at 8 a.m., a chilly 3 degrees below zero. Not a record, though. The temperature in Hayes fell to negative 13 degrees back in 1905. A wind chill advisory was in effect until 10 a.m. Thursday morning. The Hays Area Chamber of Commerce held its annual banquet Thursday night. We'll have the winners tomorrow on Hays Post News. Thanks for joining us. I'm Becky Kaiser.